So I felt like I should do a live and introduce myself because most of the time when people see me, they only see 1 or 2, maybe 3 minutes of me on YouTube. So I felt like I should go live and tell everyone who I am and what I do for a living and if I have children. So I am married and my husband and I do have 2 children, 2 boys. And for a living, I am a realtor. So I'm just going to let you all cook with me. Well, I'm not cooking. I'm actually prepping Sunday dinner. And I don't even know why I volunteered to do this. I guess I'm always volunteering for something because, truth be told, our stove went out probably about 2 weeks ago, and or maybe almost 2 weeks ago. And so I am going to cook. So for dinner, I'm cooking for 10 people, not 10 people in our family because we don't have that many. It's only 4 of us in this house. But there are my mom, and then there are some other people that we're going to share Sunday dinner with. So that's why I am cooking so much. So I have 3 roasts. We're going to do some green beans, rice, mac and cheese, and maybe peach cobbler and a dinner roll. So that is what we're going to do. So today I decided that it was Saturday and I was going to leave home super early and go out and start couponing, and that's just what I did. I did catch some really good deals by doing that. And I'm just cutting, this is a roast. It's frozen. Well, it's not completely frozen, but it's kind of semi-frozen, and I'm cutting it and then I'm going to cube it and make some beef tips. So I tried this about 2 weeks ago and the beef tips came out amazing. So like, to me, much better texture and taste than like regular beef tips. So hello to everyone that has joined in. I'm just talking about what I'm cooking and who I'm cooking for, and just a little bit about who I am. I was telling people, I don't know if anybody was on when I was first talking, but I was saying that I am a wife. I'm a mother. I've been married for 10 years. And we have 2 children. And I'm a realtor. I'm a full-time realtor. Before I became a realtor, I worked in public education. And that is what made me make the decision to homeschool our children. I did not want to send them to public school after seeing everything. When I worked in the public school, I worked in special ed, and I worked primarily with children who were autistic or either on the spectrum, and I absolutely loved what I did. And would I do it again? Probably not, because I do love real estate. I do have an associate's degree in elementary education, but I don't think I want to work in the school system. I have had people approach me about being a homeschool, homeschooling their children the same way that I homeschool ours. Our oldest son, I homeschool, maybe 2 hours out the day, if that. He's in 1st grade. So that is what I do. But do I want to homeschool someone else's children? Probably not. It takes all of my time to homeschool him, and in the fall, I'll probably start homeschooling our 3-year-old. I don't know why I said I would do 3 roasts that I had to cut up. Now, my mom is going to help me start cooking in the morning. I'm just prepping Sunday dinner. And this is for my mom, my sister. Now, my sister never helps to cook. She just eats or buys something to go with what we cook, but she never, like holidays and stuff, she's never going to cook. But that is my life. I live a very, very simple life. I will say this, probably about last year, maybe, maybe November. Well, it was October when we listed our home for sale. And we decided that we wanted to move. We had this bright idea to move to the beach because we were just looking at if we ever wanted to put our children in public school, you know, they would be in a good area, good schools and all of that. And so we really had no plans of ever putting them in school, but we just looked at the beach, and we went to the beach several times and we absolutely loved it. And we just really decided that it was just best for us to stay where we are for now. And then we started looking at modular homes. We thought about selling our home and just getting some land and basically moving into, I don't want to say a trailer or a mobile home because a modular is different. It has the home feel. However, they do bring it in two pieces, but we looked at that. I guess, I don't know. I think we just like, I was not ever raised in the country. My husband spent a lot of time in the country as a child growing up with his grandmother on his paternal side. And so, like, they would spend Sundays there. But I was never raised in the country. Now, my roots, I do have some roots that are from Louisiana, but still never, ever country living. So I'm just prepping Sunday's dinner. I told my mom that I would go on and prep it tonight and then wake up in the morning, and then all I have to do is just come and cook because we don't have a stove. We're waiting on our stove to be repaired. And y'all, when I say it's expensive to have anything done, we had our refrigerator repaired, and the refrigerator cost $150 just to unstop it. And then the light on our stove, which the repairman said it was harmless to leave it plugged up, but I'm not sleeping in a house where the stove light is staying on. So like the light that the indicator light is what he called it, that indicates the stove is on. He said, oh, it will be fine until the part comes in. I think not. I just don't want something to malfunction, because how many times have things malfunctioned and then they say, oh, it wasn't supposed to do that. Well, I'm not going to find out if it was or not. So this is a chuck roast, and I tried this a couple of weeks ago because they didn't have enough beef tips. So I tried a couple of weeks ago when I went to the store, and I said, let me see if I can just chop them up and see what that would taste like. And it turned out really, really good. But I learned it's easier to cut the roast, or I think any meat, when it's kind of frozen. So that's what I'm doing. I asked my mom to take it out of the freezer earlier today so it wouldn't be, I am not cooking anything tonight. I'm just prepping food for tomorrow. Okay, Noah, wait. I'm just prepping food for tomorrow, and it's going to be roast. Well, not roast. It's going to be beef tips with rice and gravy, mac and cheese, dinner rolls, green beans, and probably some peach cobbler, but I don't know because I'm going to my mom's house and cook in the morning. So it may or may not be all of that. So, yeah, I left home early and got to the dollar store very, very early. And when I got there, the dollar store opened like, it was Dollar General. It opens at 8, and I pulled up in the parking lot at 7:58. And just as I was getting out of the car, this couple was there. And I mean, between them and me, I don't know who pulled the most stuff off the shelves. So I was like, the early bird definitely gets the worm, because we were in there just pulling stuff off of the shelves. And I'm just cutting them in just bite-sized pieces like this. You almost won your basketball championship today. Oh, that is wonderful. I hate you didn't win it, but it's still great that you played and had the opportunity. I am trying to trim as much of the fat off of this as I can. Is anyone else cooking dinner tomorrow? I was supposed to work tomorrow at an open house, which is usually where I do most of my real estate recording. But I looked at the weather and it's supposed to rain, so I felt like it would just be a wasted trip. I was going another city over, and I feel like if it's raining, many people probably would not show, because to be honest, people don't really... I've been sitting at this particular open house community for about, going into about 2.5 months now. And the first person to show up showed last week. And he just told me that he was just really being nosy. So that's why I just try not to waste my time going out there if the weather's not going to be good. Yep. I'm almost through cutting one roast. It seems like it takes forever to cut, and I'm glad I started early, because I know everyone that's eating tomorrow is going to probably want dinner or their after church service dinner by at least 1 o'clock. So that's why I said let me go on and prep it. But I am now, these are some good knives. I purchased these from, because when I was on TikTok and I was cooking, they literally talked about my knife. So I said, well, let me purchase a set of knives. So I purchased these knives last year, and they're pretty good. I mean, it's good for what I use stuff for. So I'm almost through with this one. Maybe I need to mute it, Patty. I'll try to mute it when I take these gloves off.
Hello? Hello? Hi. Mommy?
Well, I have cut this one roast, and it made a decent amount. And what I'm going to do is brown it in the morning, and then just a very little brown, not much, and then let it cook about 2 or 3 hours, or as long as needed, is on the stove. Not until it's just all crumbled and in pieces, but I'll let it cook a little while on the stove, probably about 2.5 hours. And I may run it in the oven after I make the gravy for it for about 30 minutes, and that is it. So this is the first, and this is all it made, but I have 2 more, and it's to feed, like I said, 10 people. So that's it. I thank you all so much for coming and watching. I will see you next time. Let me take my light off. I'll see you next time. Bye.